Hello everyone, welcome back. And this time, this particular reading is going to be on Lindsey Graham and how this guy completely, what happened? Wow, this guy, he really, after Christine Blasey Ford's testimony, he went out into the hallway during their break, and obviously the reporters came in, and he was like, I feel ambushed. Everything is ambushed. We got ambushed. You know, it was like, how did you not know that this woman was going? I think the thing that they feel like they were ambushed was because nobody thought she would be so credible, right? And then she threw some, some neuroscience at them, and I think it kind of made their heads spin. But the other thing is also, their person they chose to question her was the sex crime prosecutor from Arizona, and she they removed her pretty quickly after they realized that, that probably this woman was more sympathetic towards us because Christine was such such a credible witness on the events that happened, and she was so sure, and she answered every question with grace and with politeness, even under the intense pressure that she was under for doing this. Then when, for some reason, when Lindsey started to talk, he went into a screaming match, and he was like, I think the thing that blew my mind the most was when he was screaming that it goes, if you want justice here, or you want, if you're expecting, to have justice here, you're in the wrong place. I'm like, wait, you're a lawmaker, you make laws, you guys have to abide by laws. What suddenly this doesn't matter? Laws don't matter? It kind of was taken back, and his aggressiveness and his yelling and all that stuff, and it sure didn't, help matters any when Kavanaugh came out and was yelling his head off too, and then screaming partisan witch hunt, total playbook, Trump's playbook there almost, but that situation occurred. So this particular reading, I want to move into Lindsey Graham's, the energy that's surrounding him right now. What is this energy surrounding him? Why did he go off the cuff? I mean, there's been speculation I've seen in different tarot threads, because I do watch other tarot readers. I love watching other tarot readers. I'm always so amazed by them. And, and sometimes I'm like, I just, sometimes they inspire me. If you guys just inspire me, so, and I don't look at it for them to influence my readings, because I don't let it influence my readings, but it always definitely comes into is like, well, will my cards match what theirs say? And then I always marvel when we're close, and it's, but we always say different things because we see things from different perspectives. That's just it. Everybody's coming at these events from a different perspective. You have people who have different understanding of cards, so they read things a little bit differently. So we all read things a little differently. We come from different perspectives into the situation, and it's quite amazing to see it bloom. And a lot of times I'm amazed when the cards all seem to match up, and everything seems to match up and line up. But, and then when you have a situation where, like this Kavanaugh thing, where I was noticing in the very beginning how everybody was coming up with different answers, and that's when I started focusing in on it. And when I focused in on it, I could see chaos, and that's why I keep saying chaos is here. So anyways, but here we are with Lindsey. Lindsey had an outburst. He had a temper tantrum, a full-grown temper tantrum. That was pretty wild to watch a grown man do that. So I want to see his energy. So let's take a peek. Let's see what happens. Okay. So I am using this deck. Now, the reason why I'm using the Spellcaster's deck for this particular one is because the energies were so fiery. And the Spellcaster's deck is different from the Rider-Waite because the fire energy is assigned to the swords. Versus in the Rider-Waite, the fire energy is assigned to the wands. Air is assigned to the wands in this particular deck. So, and I think because the energy was so fiery, you know, the thoughts were so aggressive, I think that this deck would work really well for this. So let's get into Lindsey. What is going on with him? What is the energy around him? I want to stay out of how he feels, because I want to know how his actions are affecting the situation. Affecting his situation. How is the energy affecting his situation? What is his outburst? Where is it leading him? All right. Let's see if we can discover something. All right. Where is it? All right. All right. Okay. There's some secrets. And you know, and there's also fear. This outburst has elicited some fear. And that fear is from some secrets that he has, right? So there's some fear here. I think that his emotional outburst, he's realizing, is kind of backfiring on him, right? So I got some fear here. We have the overriding thing is some fear. That's interesting. So I think that he's kind of regretting his emotional outburst right now. And there's fear of repercussions of what it means for him to lose his cool, especially if he wants Jeff Sessions' job, because there's been talk of it, I guess. So maybe there's that fear of that jeopardizing that. But there's also, I think there's some secrets that's being withheld that he has, and I don't know what kind of secrets it is, but this does suggest fear and secrets. All right, in the past. Okay. So here is the King of Swords. Two things could be coming from this, and I don't know which it is yet. In political readings, this is my Mueller card. So I don't know if Mueller is part of this secret that he's hiding behind, or is this just him just exploding as this irrational, you know, because when these guys get mad, when the King of Swords gets mad, they're very cutting. They swing their swords in any way. They're very precise. They will go. And this is probably why people, when he lashed out the way he did, people were like, "Oh, Lindsey Graham saved Kavanaugh because of his outburst." So, you know, this is the irrational, the fight, that swinging, that anger that's cutting, you know, and it's swift. It's damaging. So that could very well be that. I think that's the outburst, right? So I'm gonna the way that everything seems to be leading me, this is the outburst that he had. Okay. So there is some celebration, the Three of Cups currently right now. So here it is. Okay, so this is that fear, right? This is celebration. So the whole idea of ramming this thing through, right? The ramming it through without an investigation, without going, the outburst where it says, you know, it saved him, but yet an investigation is happening, something that they didn't want, something that he didn't want, because he totally dismissed Christina's testimony, and he dismisses any of the things. I mean, it's kind of that witch hunt thing. But the thing is there's celebration that there is an investigation, and that kind of it kind of adds to this fear that, what is the backlash? What's going on? What's happening? So I can see that, this is why he's kind of fearful of what the backlash is because people are happy that there's an investigation. So was his outburst worth it? That's what we're looking for. The challenge. Okay. Now in Jeff Flake's reading, his call for an investigation created the investigation. So this kind of is the card of the investigation, the new start into the looking into things, looking into the accusations and everything. And there's a week delay now. So this for Lindsey is the challenge, is that this investigation is going to bring about undesirable results. And, so that's his challenge. And that kind of adds to that fear, right? This fear of everything not working out so hot for him, So I want to put that up there since it really seems. So this would be the investigation moving forward. People are happy about this investigation. This is his outburst. I really do feel that. Okay, let's see the outcome. The Two of Cups. So there's some agreements going on. What type of agreements? So is he fearful of these agreements, or is he making new agreements, right? Is he creating this new union? I mean, is this outburst, where is this leading him? Is this the happiness of this investigation? Where is it going to lead? We'll have to just see how the cards play out. But there's this outcome of the Two of Cups, which means some new agreements. Sword of Truth. See the fire energy there? So, the fiery beginning. So his outburst, and he had an outburst, but yet the fiery beginning happened. The sword has swung. The sword came down. The investigation begins. The investigation happened. So I'm not sure that the sword swung down in his favor, but we will see. I mean, right now it looks like people are happy that the investigation is moving forward. So we'll keep going, see what happens. Oh yeah, it didn't. Yeah, no. Oh boy, he is not happy. The sword did not swing in his favor. It cut him. It cut him, and it adds to this fear. Okay, so he had an outburst. The sword swung down. Okay, the sword caused him nightmares. Nine of Swords, nightmares, frustration, anxiety, stomach ache. There could even be betrayal. I mean, he really probably feels like that Jeff Flake probably betrayed him because he walked away from their plan. So, and then he realized there were others that were walking, that were secret, that were quiet about whether or not, about walking away, because they were uncomfortable with the situation as well. But he was like determined, and it's not working out the way he wants. So his fear might be founded. Strength. So the investigation, when I looked at this with the last reading with Flake, this was the strength, the consciousness, the strength of the women coming forward, guiding these things through. This is, this right next to the worry. You definitely are feeling that he's worried. There's an energy that is more powerful than him. Okay. Has the tides turned against him, right? How do you overcome it? His strength has also been sapped, okay? His outburst has damaged and has shaken him, right? So he's definitely lost some of the strength that he would have once had, and You know, I think ever since McCain has left and he has like went all in Trump, that, you know, could have sapped him. It's like he doesn't have the strength within to stand on his own. He leans on others to help him get strength, right? And the 10 of Swords is the outcome. Okay, that's not good. There's a fear everything is going to end. I don't think this is working out for him. His outburst is worked against him. He has right to fear. The outburst is working against him. All right? When you are supposed to be a lawmaker, you really should be. I mean, you can be fiery. You can have your voice and you can argue your voice, and you can definitely have the energy of forcefulness and getting your point across. But the way he came out with this attack, I'm ambushed, and this is, you know, ridiculous. If you were expecting law and order here, you're looking in the wrong place. It's like, what? Wait, what? An end. How many swords is he going to put in his own back? Because a lot of times this is all self-inflicted. You know, a death card would mean the end is beyond your control. This is, you're in control, and how many swords are you putting in your back? Right? All right. So currently things aren't looking awesome for him. All right, the Queen of Swords. This is the women's energy. So many swords. Wow. Yeah. So you have his outbursts, flakes demanding of an investigation, the women's energy for truth, the Queen of Swords. She's going to go. And you have the Queen and King here, right? But we know this was his emotional. I would probably say this would be more a reverse thing of it. But the women, they will not be denied being heard. And I think he feels it. I think he feels it. This is him not succeeding in his intent. His intent, he didn't succeed. It's like that, you know. I mean, some people were thinking it's like, oh, the old men's club, the boys' club, the old, you know, this idea that, you know, men of power can do whatever they want. And I think the females are like, finally, I mean, the consciousness, the feminine, the female aspect of the consciousness is rising up now. Because actually, in reality, when you're looking at energy, the male-female energy is a yin-yang. They're equal. And they're equal. Here you go. They're equal and they're necessary. But when you're trying to smother one side, the other side will eventually come up. The balance needs to be restored. And I think that's what that is. All right. The Chariot. Okay. Things are moving really fast. Okay, so we definitely know now for him, there's celebration that, you know, this investigation is going. He's not so happy about it. It's giving him heartache, indigestion. He is wondering whether or not his actions were the right ones. So I think he is actually doing some self-reflecting, but the investigation is full steam ahead. I mean, like I said, once the president gave the okay to investigate, they hit the ground running, right? Shooting stars, everything, it's going, it's moving, right? All right, the challenge. Challenge is the fighting, the arguments. People are going to be arguing. Is this legitimate? Is this not legitimate? Is this legitimate? Is this not legitimate? That balance thing going on here. There's going to be the challenges, the fighting is to try to win your argument. Are you going to win your argument? Right? The Sun. Things are revealed. Okay. The Sun. A lot of times it can be the happiness card. But when you have fear overriding things, the fear is the sun revealing the secrets. Something will be revealed because we have an end card here, right? The agreements cause an end because it's revealed. What agreement? I don't know what agreement. What agreement is he dealing with? An agreement causes an end, and it's by his own hands because it's revealed. His fear is his secrets being revealed. But we have an end here. His outburst has facilitated this. All right. Well, will it be a good outcome? No, well, this is not deciding. The energy is in motion, okay? Not decided. These things are in motion right now. There's some inevitable ends for him in some way, in a lot of ways. It's happening. It's going to come forward. I don't fully see any of him trying to correct his mistakes. I don't see it. I mean, I don't see a working hard. I don't see something that asks him to correct. I don't fully see him trying to correct this thing that he knows didn't work out so well for him. So things are in motion. The reveal, things are in motion, and they're already been placed in motion, and they're going to come back. And all he can do is sit and wait. All he can do is sit and wait for that result, to return. I mean, his outburst has already placed things in motions, and now he's got to have to wait for the return. See, there's these guys returning with packages and news and stuff like that, right? There we go. See the owls coming back in? They're coming back in. So he sent out some energy, and now he's waiting for the return, right? So he is in a wait and see mode. He's kind of feeling a little bit of fear. He knows he made a mistake. He knows that. I don't know what this agreement is, but whatever it is revealed, facilitates an end of some sort. He is challenged by the FBI investigation, because that's what it is. That's what it showed up in Flake's reading. The inner strength has been shaken. I think he knows he made a mistake, because there's the fear, and there's the king, the outburst, right? And this is also the I told you, like the yin yang, the feminine energy is now rising and saying we are equal. It's kind of that shift and that turn. And we are equal, and we're going in, and that is the strength of that rising, and it's that energy is going to rebalance the energies. But these guys who've been so male dominated, they are trying to fight it, right? But they're going to argue. The arguments is going to continue, but are they going to be able to hold their position? That is it. Their arguments are now their challenge. It's not just argue. I mean, they do just argue for the sake of arguing, but things are going to get revealed. So people are happy that there is an investigation. It's given him heartache, indigestion, keeping him awake at night, feeling betrayed that Flake turned and asked for the investigation, because that's what they didn't want. And there's the investigation, full steam ahead. Right? Full steam ahead, it's moving. And the last set, the King of Wands, I think is him arguing that outburst, that cutting edge outburst, right? And the edge, that sword, that energy, that new beginning, that cutting. Which way did the sword fall? I think because it's right next to the Nightmare card, it didn't fall in his direction, in his favor. Then you have the female energy rising, that truth. That truth is coming up. That truth. So trying to deny the natural as the energies try to balance itself out. We're dealing with we've got some karma. We have some karma coming in here. I think so. And I think something's going to be revealed on him. That's what this is. And it's revealed, and it's going to cause a lot of swords in the back. It could cause his own demise. Who knows? But it sure is suggesting something like that. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time. Thanks. Bye.